lot of people were doubting me. Thought I was either faking an injury or didn't want to play for a team. And that was disappointing to me.
Kawhi Leonard, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of opponents, is undeniably one of the most dominant basketball players of our time. His incredible talent and work ethic have propelled him to the top of his game, making him a force to be reckoned with on any NBA team he plays for. However, as with any superstar athlete, Kawhi's career has not been without his missteps and controversies. In this video, we'll delve into Kawhi's journey from his humble beginnings to his current status as an NBA icon. We'll explore the choices he's made along the way and analyze how he could have potentially avoided some of the pitfalls that have impacted his career. Buckle up and grab some popcorn and get ready to join me on an exciting ride through the highs and lows of Kawhi Leonard's NBA career. Kawhi began his career in San Antonio, where he spent his first 7 years of his NBA career. The man played out of his mind, and after gaining the trust of Spurs coach Greg Popovich, Kawhi asserted himself on the defensive end and got 2 Defensive Player of the Year trophies. However, soon enough, Kawhi's relationship with his team became sour. This was sparked when Kawhi had internal problems with his own medical staff, as the staff did not believe that Kawhi was actually injured. But this issue has continued to be a problem with future teams, and this controversy may have sparked what we like to call load management. What is load management, you might say? Well, load management is when a player is fully healthy and they decide to rest games so they are fully healthy for the playoffs instead. This controversy caused Kawhi to request a trade out of San Antonio and get shipped to Toronto for DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl, but this story gets even crazier. Now let's take a journey back to the 2018-2019 NBA season, where the Toronto Raptors were gearing up for a new chapter in their history. Fans were excited about the idea of having Kawhi Leonard on their team, and it was a big move for the Raptors to trade for the 2-time NBA champion. But it was a gamble that the team was willing to take. Kawhi quickly proved his worth on the court, impressing fans and critics alike with his incredible performances. He was on a mission to prove his doubters wrong and show the world that he was still one of the best players in the league. The Raptors were a team on a mission too, as they looked to bring a championship to Canada for the first time in history. After an incredible regular season where Kawhi averaged 26.6 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game, the Raptors headed into the playoffs with high hopes. Kawhi then carried the team on his back and brought their team to the playoffs to defeat the Golden State Warriors and bring home an NBA title for Canada. It was a historic moment, and Raptors fans couldn't have been happier. But as the celebrations died down, fans were left wondering if Kawhi would even stay with the team. Rumors began to circulate that he was considering leaving in free agency, and fans, including myself, were very worried that Kawhi Leonard would leave Toronto for absolutely nothing in return. But us Canadians had something up our sleeves. That's when Kawhi and Dine started. Fans in Toronto came together and did everything they could to convince Kawhi to stay, including offering him free food, free accommodations in a penthouse, and the list goes on. It was a last-ditch effort to keep Kawhi in Toronto and show him how much the city and fans cared about him. But despite all of our efforts, Kawhi decided to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers, and many fans were left wondering what went wrong, and some pointed to Kawhi's uncle, Uncle Dennis, as the problem. According to reports, Uncle Dennis was making unreasonable demands, including part ownership of the team, a private plane at all times, and illegal perks that the Raptors could not offer. So who was the real problem here? Was it Kawhi that couldn't see the Raptors' future, or was it Uncle Dennis? And it gets even crazier when Kawhi gets to the Clippers, and Kawhi says, "Look, I want Paul George if you guys are going to sign me," and the Clippers did exactly that. The Clippers traded away Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and 5 future first-round picks just for Paul George. And if we look at this trade current day, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing better than Paul George, so if we really think about it, Kawhi Leonard screwed over the future of the Clippers, and they may have been a better team if they just kept all their assets that they traded away for Paul George. And the hope for this trade was that the Clippers would win a championship, and to be honest, they haven't even went close to that, and they got eliminated by the Denver Nuggets on the 2019 and 2020 season, and this was because they blew a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. And even looking back to current day right now, they are down 3-1 to the Phoenix Suns, and the Suns are a very deep team. But this season proved one thing, and I think Kawhi has learned from it. I think the load management thing is always good to be safe so you're healthy in the playoffs, but what's the point when your body is not used to all this load, all this crazy shock? And when we look back in the day, injuries were not really a thing. And this was because almost every player would play every single game. Practices were 3 times more intense than they currently are. And what's the point of not playing in the regular season when you continue to get injured again in the playoffs?
Hear me out. Load management was not created by the players. It was created by teams, training staff, and even some coaches. We'll give Greg Popovich some of this credit for this, but it wasn't created by the players. They are giving players days off, time off that truly isn't needed, and it allows them to decondition themselves.
And this unfortunate thing has happened to Kawhi Leonard as he tore his ACL, and currently right now he has an injury and he's sitting on the bench watching his team lose to a Suns team that the Clippers could easily beat. So when we look back at all this, Kawhi Leonard has had multiple people that have screwed the trajectory of his NBA career. And I get that Kawhi is from LA, that's why he went to the Clippers, but when we look at more of a basketball side of things here, it would have been way better for Kawhi to stay in Toronto, as the Raptors were already a well-established team and all they needed was that one superstar to stay. But let me know in the comments, do you think that these decisions made by Kawhi Leonard were the right decisions? And if you guys want more content like this, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button, and if we can get to 10,000 subscribers, that'll mean a lot to me. And additionally, if you want this video to get out to multiple people, make sure you hit that like button, as it just lets me know that you enjoy the video and other people can watch it as well. But that's been all for your boy Mosey Hoops. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more questions you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.